Hey everybody, welcome back. Welcome back to another review. I know it's been a little while, but I'm back. I'm back to do another review. And in this video, we're going to be doing a review on Scooby-Doo. This is actually one of the holiday-themed videos I had planned. There we go. Sorry, I should have had this thing ready. I thought I was going to. It's been a while, since I've done a review, so I'm not really prepared for this. Plus, my arm has been messing up, so I mean, it's messed up from the fall I had. I can move it, but I'm not supposed to be doing it a lot. Technically, I'm supposed to have the sling on, but they told me I could take a break from it, so I need to put it on after I'm done with this video. But yeah, I'm basically back, finally back to do a review on a Scooby-Doo episode, And what better thing to pick for the holidays than a snow-themed episode? I mean, technically it's not Christmas anymore, it's not December, but January and February, at least where I'm at, depends on kind of where you're at, has snow, And although all the snow's pretty much melted where we're at, we do have snow around this time of the month. So I figured this would be perfect to actually do a review here. Even though, again, I wanted to do it for the holidays, but it's what it is, I guess. But before I start the video, I need you guys to do me a favor and subscribe to my channel. Hit the notification bell. I'm trying to get to 1K subs. I am. Not to mention that I do need to still do a reward video for hitting 500 subs. I just gotta get around to doing it. Like I said, I broke my elbow, so... By broke it, I mean I fractured it, but technically broke it. And even right now, trying to get to that's kind of a pain. But before I actually start the video, I promised this person I was gonna do this here. Let me get to the video real quick. Actually, let me pause it real quick. Hold on. Alright, here we go. This is the YouTuber that I was talking about here. This person's doing a review on Scooby-Doo 2. So if you guys have a Patreon or something, you guys can go over and support. I don't know how to pronounce his name here, but I figured I could just show you guys it. I would have used the other phone, but I didn't think to bring it out here, and technically it's kind of harder to do this stuff with more than one hand, so, but I don't normally need it anyway, but I figured for this case I would show you guys this, so, yeah. So you guys can follow him on you can follow him if you want. And now let's get back to the video. Okay, we're back. Now we can actually talk about the episode and my thoughts on it. So, speaking of weather, weather and all that being different in different places, I think this episode takes place, I believe, in Alaska, which, by the way, Alaska is known for being the coldest state, in the United States, which is true. I'm not sure which one's the hottest. It kind of goes from Florida to California to Arizona. I don't know. A lot of people kind of have it all over the place. You could say maybe the wildfires in California. Honestly, though, I feel like they need to probably water their crops more and all that. That probably would help with that. I mean, sometimes, wildfires can just randomly happen, too. But I feel like it's too bad down there. They need to, probably water their crops and all that to keep that stuff from happening, But I'm not saying it can't happen, because it can. It can definitely happen, but just saying. But I don't know which state technically would be considered the hottest, because we also have Hawaii, too. But I think Hawaii, I was looking at the temperatures there, it gets to, the 70s and all that, to the 80s. It gets hot there, but it's also by a giant volcano, because it was formed by a volcano, so, but I don't know, but this episode, I think, takes place in Alaska, either that or Antarctica, but I'm pretty sure it's Alaska is what I saw, and it has Eskimos and all that in it, and, yeah, so what are my thoughts on this episode? Well, first let's talk about the things I really like about this episode. There will be some kind of nitpicks, but not like huge nitpicks, but there will be some. One thing I will say about this episode is I really like the monster here. You see this beast here? This guy is known as the Snow Beast. And my god, this thing is freaking awesome. I love this monster. I know he looks like just a typical snow-furred T-Rex and all that, but I don't care. He's really cool. I really like his eyes, and I really like his sound effect too. And yeah, some people might say it's a little bit kind of a symbol compared to other monsters, because we've had other monsters. We've had like a Scooby Snack monster from What's New Scooby-Doo. We've had episodes like the Creeper and all that from Scooby-Doo Where Are You and all that. We've had episodes like that. We've even had the Franken Psycho, which is one of the episodes I reviewed on What's New Scooby-Doo. I have not reviewed the other ones, but I'm just saying, that's just kind of the thing there. But I don't know, I just like this one a lot. I don't know if he's my favorite monster, but he's definitely up there. He's a really fucking awesome monster, like one of the best. I just like this thing a lot. I actually like too how I don't know, like I'll say the thing I like about this episode too, now I do kind of feel bad about it too. I feel kind of bad for Scooby getting shit on by the monster. This monster must really hate, dogs, because Scooby-Doo throughout this entire episode is just getting fucking destroyed by this monster. Like, he ends up freaking, like, he knocks him in the snow and all that, like, he's like a fly, he swats him like a fly from the snow, causing him to fly and all that, and then we got another part where he's on top of a pole, and the snow beast, freaking blows his damn, like, cold air at him and all that. He doesn't have any freezing powers, but, because he's so freaking big, he's able to, like, do that. And then we got another part where he's freaking trying to, like, freaking claw the damn, like, icicle it's, Scooby's bouncing like a pogo stick. Yeah, that's a pretty funny thing, too. I like that. That's the thing, though. It's just, like, I kind of feel bad for Scooby-Doo, but at the same time, they don't make it very cringe, and they make it more goofy, and that's what I like. I hate when they shit on characters and just make it cringe as hell. When they make it kind of goofy like this, it can work, but only in certain ways, and that's what they do in this episode. They don't just, like, shit on Scooby, they actually make it funny, and that's what I like. Especially when we see him frozen and he gets unthawed by this random husky, all that, who he has a crush on, For some reason, though, I don't know why, what's with Scooby-Doo, but freaking Scooby-Doo has had so many damn dogs, like, in love interests in the episodes. I would say it would get kind of competitive, but they spread them out very far apart. Like, they have so many reincarnations of Scooby-Doo and all that. It feels like it works. I mean, they've had episodes like, not just this, but like Scooby-Doo, the Monsters of Mexico. He was in love with this Chihuahua. And then we had, Scooby-Doo Alien Invaders. He was in love with this other dog, So clearly they had, they've had a lot of, he's had a lot of love interests. But unlike, like other shows like, Family Guy or something, where they gotta, like, make characters fall in love with characters all the time, I feel like in this way it actually works. It doesn't feel very cringe, Like, it actually make it kind of, it is kind of annoying, because in the very next episode, he's obviously not gonna be with the dog anymore, but still, I'm like, they still make it kind of funny, Yeah, that's a pretty common thing, they do throughout the show. They've kind of did this even in the original show, like in the dog napper episode and all that, and the puppet feeder episode, which I forgot the name of that one. Even the dog napper episode, I forgot it, but those episodes too, that was like very early on in the show. That was like in the first season of the very first show, Scooby-Doo, Where Are You? They did that stuff. So they've kind of done this thing, here and there, and I kind of like it, but yeah, I do like how she unthaws him and all that. It's pretty funny, and I just like that, and all that. But I do like that. And I just really like that. I also like the gags in this episode too. Not just the whole part of Scooby falling in love with Scooby falling in love with the what was it? Oh yeah, the dog and all that, and he's melting into the ice, and she's unthawing him, and he with her. I forgot exactly what she did, but it's pretty funny. But I do like the part where like we see Shaggy, we see Shaggy and Scooby brushing, we see, them brushing, this monster's teeth and all that. That's pretty funny and all that, and then we had that whole icicle bit. So there's like gags throughout the entire episode. It feels, so, 1960s, 1970s, and 80s, it kind of feels like, kind of that, which I kind of like. I kind of like that, it feels more kind of older fashioned. For some reason, too, Scooby, I haven't really brought this up. I don't know if we've actually came across this or not, but they tend to do this a lot where they, like, make Scooby dress up as a girl nurse or something. They did the same thing in, like, Scooby-Doo and the Cyber Chase, too. They had, like, which is a movie that came out way down the road. It was actually after Alien Invaders it came out. And, we have Scooby dressing up as a nurse and all that, and, but as a female and all that. And I remember when I was watching that movie when I was little, I was like, my mom, I was like, asking my mom, like, why is Scooby-Doo dressing up like that? And she's like, well, like, females can be nurses too and all that. I think she kind of misunderstood what I was saying. Well, I didn't know that at first, because I was little, but then I started, like, asking that, and I think she just kind of got confused or something. I don't know, but I don't know why they do that. That just seems so weird for Scooby-Doo, But, I don't know, but I will say I do like that whole concept, though. It's still funny seeing him brush his teeth and all, and brushing his eyes. Get toothpaste in his eyes, that's pretty funny, but, that's pretty funny, but, yeah, I don't know, it's just kind of strange, but I will say though, I'm trying to think of what else was there to say, I don't know, we got the typical gang and all that too, the Fred, Daphne, and Velma, which personally, in my opinion, they don't really have a lot to do in the episode, but that's kind of the problem with the older seasons. It feels like they don't have a lot to do. I mean, Scooby-Doo were already, at least I feel like with Velma, they at least, did more things with her pairing her up with Shaggy and Scooby and all that. Now it's like it feels like in this show, they don't have a lot to do most of the time. I think this is the first episode I reviewed, though, of this show, too, and I have to say, it's very confusing. I will talk about this later, because later down the road, I will review the entire show. Because that's what I'll do with shorter shows. I will review, the entire show, and then I will review episodes. If the show's either got a bunch of mixed episodes, and it's kind of hard to kind of determine it. Because there will be a show I'll be tackling down the road, it's the Mario show and all that, how the episodes are very kind of hit or miss, and it doesn't have a whole lot of episodes. Those kind of shows, I will probably just tackle them all in one video as a seasonal review or something. But in this case, I feel like these episodes kind of all blend in together most of the time, so it's kind of easier to kind of to estimate it, So I will review the show and then kind of just reveal, episodes too and all that, for you guys. I do want to point out this though, about this show is, you guys see right here, it says season 2, episode 6 on Max. Yeah, I watched this episode on Max. I actually have it on DVD too. But the thing is though, I want to point this out here. The thing is though, this is very confusing. But back in the day, they did this whole thing with Scooby-Doo, Where Are You? In the Scooby-Doo show, and they kind of got the episodes all mixed up. Even now, if you buy some of the physical media, some of the episodes will be listed as Scooby-Doo, Where Are You? Seasons 3 and 4 and all that instead of its own thing, which is just so freaking confusing. I don't know why they do that. So some of the episodes I don't actually have on DVD, but some I do. And I'm just I thought about just getting rid of it and just buying the DVD separate, but I'm I think that's just going to be a pain in the butt. So I'm just you know what, I'm just going to review it. I'm going to review it, I'm just going to buy them probably in separate. I'll buy the remaining stuff in separate DVDs, but I'll keep most of it there because I don't want to have to, I don't want it to take up most of the space on my shelf, I've already got a lot of DVDs, I don't need any more up there right now. I'm actually buying more as it is, Yeah, I don't feel like if I don't have to, I don't need to make more DVDs, but, yeah, I don't know, it's just freaking confusing. So, trying to pirate the crap, especially when you got Max and all that, taking off their crap off of streaming, it makes it harder. Yeah, they're starting to take their crap, they're actually taking off most of their Cartoon Network shows. Most of them are gone on there. They're on, well, not even all of them are on Hulu. I don't even know where the hell do you even go to watch the crap, Well, actually, I think you can watch this crap on Tubi, but I'm just I don't know, it's just so freaking confusing, I'm just I don't know, I just really hate that. I really hate that a lot, and I'm just this is why, it's good to have DVDs and all that, I mean, back in the day, I used to watch this crap on Boomerang, as you guys see here. You got the Boomerang symbol. I think I'm going to leave the Boomerang symbol in there right now. Down the road, I might get rid of it. I don't know. And maybe put it on the... I'm putting it in the thumbnails, too. I don't know. I kind of like having it in the videos, though. It kind of gives it more a vibe, But, yeah, I don't know. But yeah, I used to watch this back in the day on Boomerang, and I actually have it on DVD, like I said. I think this episode's actually included on the complete series of Scooby-Doo, Where Are You? Or supposedly the complete series. Again, I don't think it's the complete series, because I think there's episodes that are missing, but I don't know, but that's the thing, though. I'm just I'm just going kind of with the flow at this point. But I don't know. But I will say though, I will say, having them on, I do have them on DVD, but I do have them on streaming right now, so I'm able to review them. But this could end up actually being an issue down the road too, Just saying, this could be an issue down the road, so I'm gonna have to just deal with this right now and all that. But if I want to review more Scooby-Doo episodes down the road, or any other show from Cartoon Network or something, or Hanna-Barbera, I'm gonna have to probably end up going and hunting the DVDs down. I actually got to do that with Ben 10, because I actually was gonna do an episode review on Ben 10 for Halloween, but yeah, they couldn't do that. I mean, it's on Netflix, but I'm you have your own damn streaming service, and you need to freaking put it on Netflix to make money off of it, because it's too freaking expensive, to run the stuff. That's the problem with streaming in general. A lot of them are kind of just, they're kind of just at the point where it's getting harder and harder to find them, That's why I'm getting the stuff on DVD, That and I do like some of the DVDs too. I have to, which is nice. I actually have some Scooby-Doo DVDs that are pretty nice. But even like Playhouse Disney, I've been buying some of the stuff on DVD too. Can't go wrong with Playhouse Disney, I mean, I don't really care for Disney Junior much, but I know I'm sounding like I'm going off topic, but that's just kind of the thing, though. It's just like I said, it's just getting harder to find stuff. That's the thing, and I'm just glad I was able to actually, watch this episode, and I actually have access to it, and the show, just not all of it. And I could be wrong with this, but I think there's actually an unaired episode of this show, I believe. I could be wrong. But I think according to, there was a YouTuber, he's no longer posting stuff. He was having some issues and all that, a breakdown with the online stuff. I think his name was Scooby-Doo. I can't remember. Scooby-Doo something he did, like trivia or something. I don't know. I don't remember. It wasn't trivia. It was something else. But sadly, though, he has not uploaded anymore. I think it's because he's going through a bunch of stuff. But he actually pointed out this stuff. I could be wrong, but I think there was an episode that didn't air that was a Scooby-Doo Scooby-Doo show episode. So that's pretty interesting. But I think I'm kind of getting off topic here. So why don't we get back to the actual episode? But I mean, I just don't have a lot else to really say about the episode itself. I mean, I think it's definitely really good. But like I said, I don't feel like Velma and Fred and Daphne really add much to the show, which I think is why they kind of cut them off of the show for a while and all that, which I feel like was probably a big mistake. They probably did better off just giving them more personalities, kind of like they've been doing down the road, I will say sometimes I feel like giving them personalities kind of makes the characters more cringe, but sometimes it works too. They can make it work. But like in Scooby-Doo Mystery Incorporated, I feel like they made Fred and Velma kind of annoying characters in that show, but they made Daphne more. They kind of made her more of a character and all that, which I like. But, but then there's shows like, the What's New Scooby-Doo, where they actually make Fred a goofball and all that, make Daphne, a character who repairs things with, fancy technology. Like, I reviewed that episode of The Headless Snowman and all, I pointed that out with the whole room and all that she made with just tools, which is pretty interesting. And yeah, well, Velma had her fan geeky side, because we had those episodes, and then we had episodes where she was just, where she got annoyed, like, and I like that, and that's the problem with these older shows, they don't do that. Well, one thing I will say, I know I've said this before, I will say I don't like about modern Scooby-Doo, I don't like how they got rid of the soundtrack of I mean, I could save this for the review. I mean, I can still bring it up. I'm not gonna bring it up every single time. But they kind of ditched the Scooby-Doo soundtrack. I mean, they still have a soundtrack afterwards. But they don't have a custom soundtrack. It's kind of just random. So it's kind of like, in a way, like, for example, like Johnny Test, how the first season of the show in its reboot, they kind of just use custom music, or not custom, they just use random music and all that, which kind of, like, depending on the episode, and then later on they kind of just pick their own themes. That's kind of how Scooby-Doo did it, but Scooby-Doo did it in the very first time, where Johnny Test didn't do it till after season 1, and then kind of backed off of it after season, after the revival, And that's the thing, though. I don't know. I just think, like I said, I think they kind of, had, they have some stuff that I will say, I'm not saying the soundtrack is bad and all that, but I kind of hate how they ditched it and all that, and, I mean, I guess they were trying to kind of, like, make it more unique and different for each reincarnation, which I understand that, but I'm like, the soundtrack was really good in the older seasons, Like, it feels more, like, it has more to it, it feels more like Scooby-Doo. But, I don't know, I mean, What's New Scooby-Doo did this with the music, too. They actually added more goofy, ish, like, music, like, moments and all that, like, sound effects for music. But they actually had some, they had some, their own kind of music, too, but I just kind of hate that. I kind of hate how they kind of ditched the soundtrack. That's something that the older Scooby-Doo shows did that I liked. But after this show, I mean, they kind of used it here and there, but it kind of disappeared. They did use it in some of the movies, like Monsters of Mexico, like I brought earlier with the whole Scooby-Doo, like in Chihuahua, like this Chihuahua and all that, they used it there, but after that, they kind of, like, after those What's New Scooby-Doo direct-to-DVD movies, they kind of just stopped doing that stuff, which kind of sucks. But I don't know. But that does make these older episodes in these older Scooby-Doo shows really good. I mean, I didn't grow up, in this era. I mean, obviously I didn't. I'd be old if that were the case. But I will say, yeah, I do agree. Like what I've been saying about in the past and all that. I do miss the older soundtrack. But I will say, I do like how they give the characters more personality down the road, too. I do like that. Despite them getting, I feel like some incarnations, they do make them a bit more cringe than others, but they do make it work in, like, What's New Scooby-Doo and all that. But I feel like I kind of want to just talk about I want to kind of save those more because I do want to do reviews of the shows themselves down the road, while doing episodes as well. Just because pretty much every incarnation of Scooby-Doo, it has kind of the same tone, and there's only a few seasons, so it's easier to review them, in individual episodes. But I don't know. But I will say, though, yeah, I will say with this episode, I will say, I'm trying to think what else there was to add that I kind of, I don't know. I kind of feel like at this point I'm kind of like I think I'm probably ready to just kind of talk about some of the downsides about this episode. I mean, these are not like huge nitpicks. These are just some things I don't like about it. I mean, one thing I will say is, and this could be for the show in general, but I definitely noticed it in this episode when I was watching it. Sometimes I'll get sometimes I'll get Velma and Daphne's voices mixed up. And I think it's because they actually sound alike. Because the voice actors sound alike, they get the voices mixed up. So sometimes Velma's voice will come out of Daphne, sometimes it'll come out of Velma's. I don't know how often they do it throughout the show, but I wouldn't be surprised if they do it more than once. Because I did see that in this, this episode and all that. Yeah, I saw that. They did that kind of stuff. But yeah, that's the thing, that they kind of did that, they did that kind of stuff, they kind of get the crap mixed up, and it's very confusing, but actually, I do want to point out this too, that Velma actually has a different voice actor in this show. She has I also dropped my 2DS, oopsie, that's alright, I can pick it up and when I do my scoring. But I will say that Velma actually has a different voice actor. She's not being voiced by the voice actor who plays Daphne, surprisingly, but she's voiced by a different voice actor. Which, by the way, I want to point this out. I could be wrong at this. I thought about adding it as a fun fact, but I don't know if this is entirely true. I mean, it was when I looked up this in the past, about a few months ago. Because I was going to do this, in December, like I said. I was looking it up, and she's the only, this is the only voice actor, I don't remember her name, but she's the only voice actor who voiced Velma that actually has passed away. And that's crazy, because Velma has had freaking several voice actors throughout time. She's probably had more voice actors than any other character. It's freaking crazy. It really is. Now, all the other characters have had at least one voice actor that has passed away. Same with Fred. Now, Frank Walker is still alive. He's still alive and voicing Fred. But the thing is, though, he's still alive. Frank Walker's still alive, but unfortunately, the voice actor from a pup named Scooby-Doo, that voice actor passed away. I think he had some problems. I heard he got arrested and all that, but he had some other problems. Because that's kind of what I've heard. I've actually, it's kind of sad, but I've been hearing stories about that, which, kind of makes me feel for them, because I've been through this stuff too. Well, I haven't got arrested before, but I've kind of gotten misjudged and all that because of, my autism and bipolar and all, and I still do now. But I will say, voice actors like the original voice actor of Charlie Brown, and he got arrested, and actually he proved to be innocent. Actually he did do some stuff wrong. But the innocent part is where he didn't intend to do anything. They accused him of doing it on purpose. I don't remember what he did exactly, but unfortunately he committed suicide and passed away. And I don't remember what happened to the voice actor of Fred, but it might have been the same way. I don't know. But that's just crazy. Now Fred hasn't had a lot of different voice actors compared to the other characters. Actually, has Shaggy? Well, yeah, Shaggy's had a few voice actors too, but him and Scooby have had pretty much the. I think Scooby might have actually has the least amount of voice actors. Because there was the whole Scoob movie and all they did and all that, which I know people weren't happy about them recasting all the voice actors and all that, which I can kind of see why. I haven't seen the movie, but I will say, it's actually a fully CGI movie, but they actually had Fred's voice actor get replaced as well, but he's still voicing Scooby, which I found kind of weird. I'm like, why didn't they just let him do Fred too? Yeah, I don't get it. But probably a celebrity thing, because they were going through that phase. I'm surprised it didn't last very long, but there was a phase where they were trying to hire freaking celebrities just because, and all. I mean, they've done this forever. Hollywood's done this forever, but it felt like they were kind of really doing it with the Mario movie and all that, and fans were not very happy about that, and I kind of wasn't either. But I mean, even though the voice actors are not bad, still it kind of feels like a big, middle finger to the people who have done this crap for years and all that, But I don't know, But the thing is, though, Scooby's voice actor was not replaced. So again, that's another like movie. Scooby was voiced by the original person. So clearly they have they've had voice actors. They've had voice actors and all that like throughout the entire show, like throughout the franchise. But Fred's pretty much been voiced by Frank Welker most of the time, but. Scooby and him, yeah, they both have had a few voice actors, voice the characters, but they pretty much stayed the same. They pretty much had the same voices, like throughout the entire show. But there are projects, like I think there's video games where like Frank Welker didn't voice Fred, or none of the cast maybe came in. I don't know. I don't really know much about the video game side. I think I've heard that with Fred, but not the other characters, But I do know they also had the Velma show, too, but we don't talk about that. That show can burn in hell, and I don't even feel like they weren't even really the characters anyway. I mean, well, Fred and Daphne kind of looked alike, but Shaggy's design was way off. He was just called Norval for some reason. I don't know why the hell they call him Norval, and Velma looked like a gender swap version of her. I mean, she still looked like Velma, but still, I mean, I don't really consider that really actual Scooby-Doo. I mean, even though you can kind of count it too, technically it's not, but they've had different voice actors there too. But I don't know. But I just think it's kind of interesting. But yeah, it is sad though. Like a lot of the voice actors too over time have passed away. I mean, since pretty much like most of the voice actors who voice the characters in this show are all dead. Actually, technically, no way, they all are dead except for Fred. I didn't realize that. Yeah, the voice actor of Daphne, that was the second voice actor of Daphne. She appeared in season 2 of Scooby-Doo, Where Are You? But she appeared first she had a different voice actor for the first season, and then, like, after that, they kind of swapped her voice actor out, and, but she passed away, and all that, and I think it was 2016 or 2017, I can't remember, she passed away. And then, the voice actor of Shaggy passed away in 2014, and then the voice actor of Scooby passed away in was it the early 90s or the mid-90s? I can't remember. He passed away around that time. So they had to have somebody else voice him, Scooby and all that for the the direct-to-DVD, the first 4 direct-to-DVD movies, the original era, and all that, and then they, had the What's New Scooby-Doo era and all that. But even Casey, actually he was the voice actor of Shaggy, passed away too. So yeah, pretty much they all passed away. I can't remember what year Velma, I can't remember what year it was, but yeah, she passed away too. She passed away as well. So it's just crazy. It really is crazy to think about that, but it's true. It's just that's kind of how it is. But I don't know. But I don't know. I just kind of think that's interesting. But I kind of talking about the voice actors. I kind of want to move on to my other problem with this episode I'm making. This is another nitpick, but kind of stupid. So you know how the monster, you see the snow beast out there kidnapping people, taking them to his lair. Surprisingly, not eating them. I figured he'd want to have a little snack. I don't know why he's taking them to his freaking lair. And actually, it kind of gives me Star Wars vibes too. You know how there was this snow beast and all that in Empire Strikes Back that took off with Luke and all that. That kind of what it reminds me of. Actually, which one came out first? I think did this come out first or did the other one come out first? I'm not sure. That's pretty crazy that they have the movies at least came out. No, actually, I think that one came out in the 80s, so this came out first. So this came out first before Empire Strikes Back. So that's still crazy that they had kind of a similar concept. I kind of like that. And I like seeing cartoons that do that because then you can see, then you watch a cartoon and you see, well, look, this other creature's done that. But and it's kind of weird that they freaking just he just takes these people to his lair and all that, which is just weird. Very weird and all that. Just like he doesn't want to snack on them, just wants to take them there. I guess maybe he's gonna do some stuff with them in the cave and all that. Wow, that's kind of I got serious issues there. I don't know. Let's just talk about the cave part. I will say I really like the design of the cave, especially when there's an eyes of a cave. I do like that. I like that part. The part that I don't like, though, is how they freaking randomly shrunk the freaking snow beast down. Yeah, they freaking shrunk him down. Like why is he so freaking small now? I guess the animators must have messed him up. But it's like that throughout the rest of the episode, too. Even when Scooby, lures the monster out and all that. It's like freaking the monster is just like so much smaller. Like, why did he shrink? I don't get it. Like, why did they shrink his design? It just seems so random and weird. I don't know. I guess to be fair though, it is an older cartoon, so maybe they took breaks in animation and just, I don't know, maybe they forgot or something. I don't know. It just seems like a big, huge animation error there. Like, I think I would count it as an animation error, or like the monster is just freaking so much smaller. He was like freaking super tall. We saw him freeze Scooby on this totem pole. He's freeze on this totem pole, and then later on in the episode, he's so much freaking smaller. So that's just really weird. I'm not sure why they shrunk his design down. I think they definitely had an animation error, and they just didn't fix it. But, I don't know. But yeah, I will say I do kind of think that is a problem, but I think that's just kind of, again, an animation error. But it's still kind of a nitpick, I can have a nitpick about it. And, yeah, I do like, too, how, now this is something I will say I do like, is I like how Shaggy, in this episode, has no interest in Scooby snacks at all, but Scooby does. See, in the later incarnations, and kind of I think in this show, I believe, I could be wrong, but I believe they do this in this show too. They use Scooby snacks to get Shaggy and Scooby to come with them. But the thing is though, is in Scooby-Doo, Where Are You? At first, until the Dog Napper episode, they kind of just I think it was the Dog Napper episode. I can't remember what it was. It's been a while since I watched it, but I think I remember it being that episode. Shaggy ends up trying Scooby snacks for the first time and all that, and then they kind of use that trend and all, which, I don't know, I'm just like, I don't know, I don't know how to feel about that. I'm like, I kind of just like, I thought they kind of just have Shaggy go on with Scooby anyway, so it feels kind of unnecessary for them to both be like that with Scooby snacks. I don't know, I just kind of find it kind of weird, but I don't know, but I will say though, I will say that I will say though, I like I do like that concept though of seeing it just be Scooby and not Shaggy. That's with the Scooby snacks and all that. I feel like that's kind of nice. And I guess Scooby, he ends up eating the Scooby snacks. Shaggy has to go with him, and again, that just proves my point that again, like when they go in the cave and all that, they have to have like since Scooby is eating the Scooby snacks, then why do they have to make Shaggy do it too? I just don't get it, I don't really. I feel like it just feels kind of unnecessary, It feels unnecessary. I don't get it, but I mean they have done this hit or miss. I've noticed like they will do this where they'll like I think even in the live action Scooby-Doo they kind of did this too. The first one, I believe where Daphne just gave Scooby, a Scooby snack, and then Shaggy didn't get one and all that, and he just went with them, but he did take one down the road, to go save Scooby, but I don't know, I mean, I haven't seen that in a while, but I'm just going off what I remember, but I don't know, I just kind of feel like, again, it just feels kind of pointless, but to be fair, they both kind of, I guess they wanted to have them both eat the same stuff and all that, I don't know, but then down the road, they'll make Shaggy a vegetarian because of Casey, Katem not wanting to be a vegetarian, I don't know, it just seems very weird, but I don't know, but I feel like I'm kind of running out of things to say here, so let's go ahead and actually get the score out. Let me pick up my 2DS because it fell off my lap here. Oh, sorry, I'm trying to do this with freaking one arm. I hate it so much. But I'm gonna give this one a good, and wait for it, 120 points. Yep, 120 points. Yeah, I think this episode really deserves it. I will say, yeah, I do wish they would have done more with Fred and, Daphne and Velma, because when you look back at the older show and all that, I do kind of miss that, but I will say I do like the humor and all that. I think the humor just in general in the older shows is a lot more funny. But this is no exception. Yeah, again, I like the whole part of him of Scooby and Shaggy brushing the little monster's teeth. I just can never get over that. I'm sorry, I just cannot get over that. But also, it's just, I don't know, it's just in general, I don't know, I just like the whole concept of the Snow Beast in general. I think he's definitely one of my favorite monsters. And I like the whole culprit thing behind it, and I feel like they kind of make it very obvious who it is, and that's kind of another thing they do in the older show. Actually, kind of even now, they kind of do that too. They'll a lot of times they'll make the culprit very predictable. But I do like his reasoning, and why he did it, I mean, I'm not saying it's a good thing, but he was stealing oil from the Alaskan people and all that to, I don't get rich off of it, so that's technically a bad thing to do, and, I do like that. I do like that. But I do like that, though, But yeah, I don't know, but I just like that. But yeah, I do think it's very predictable on who is behind all of this. Because again, he was like kind of being sus, and he was kind of like in a hurry to like leave and all that. And also, you know, he was the only one that was absent during the Snow Beast, you know. So, but I'm gonna go ahead and probably end up letting this go here. I know this video is kind of long, but I just had a lot. I actually did have a lot to talk about with this episode. I do need to work on making the reviews a lot shorter, but I just had a lot to talk about in this episode. I was also kind of comparing, you know, this to like newer episodes and newer shows and all that, and how I like kind of the older stuff, but also the newer stuff at the same time, you know. Like giving, you know, the characters more personality, but I don't like how, you know, they got rid of the old soundtrack, and I don't like I think it's not as cartoony as it once was either. Like, I didn't bring that up, but yeah, I don't feel like it's, like, we don't see Shaggy, you know, as cartoony as, like running like a cartoony, you know, cartoon like Scooby, you know, and all that, where he, like, they speed really fast and run away, you know. But I don't know. But I will say I don't hate the newer shows either. But I kind of like going back to the older shows more. I think they're a little bit better. But I don't know. But I'm gonna go ahead and definitely let this go from here. So please subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell. And I'll see you guys later. Peace.